A Glock 17, Generation 5 that retailed for $599 last year just sold used for $385. A SIG Sauer P320 that was $649 new, $420 on the secondary market. This is not a fire sale. This is the new reality of the pistol market in 2026. While classic revolvers and collectible firearms climb to record prices, modern production pistols are doing the opposite. They are falling fast. Some have dropped 20%, some 30%, and the smart money knows the bottom hasn't hit yet. Today, we are counting down 10 pistols you should not buy right now, because in 2026, patience pays. The longer you wait, the less you pay. These aren't investments, they're depreciating assets, and if you're smart, you'll let someone else take the loss. Pistol number 10, SIG Sauer P365, Standard Models. The SIG Sauer P365 revolutionized concealed carry when it launched in 2018. 10 rounds of 9mm in a package smaller than most single-stack pistols. SIG called it the category killer. They were right, for a while. The original P365 retailed around $599. Gun stores couldn't keep them in stock. Customers waited months for back orders. Used models sold at or above retail price. The secondary market went insane. Then SIG did what SIG does. They flooded the market with variants. P365 XL, P365 SAS, P365X, P365 XL Spectre, P365X Macro, P365 Fuse. By 2024, SIG had released over 15 distinct P365 variants. Each one made the previous models less desirable. Current market reality: standard P365 pistols sell used for $385 to $450. That's a 35% drop from original retail. P365 XL models fare slightly better at $425 to $475, but they're still falling. The problem is oversupply. SIG produced millions of these. Every gun store has stacks of them. Trade-ins flood the used market as buyers chase the latest variant, and SIG keeps releasing new models, each one with slightly better features than the last. Pistol number 9, Springfield Hellcat, all variants. Springfield released the Hellcat in 2019 to compete with the P365. Same concept, maximum capacity in minimum size, 11 rounds of 9mm in a micro-compact package, optics ready from the factory. Springfield marketed it aggressively. Initial retail, $569 to $599 depending on configuration. The Hellcat sold well initially. Springfield's marketing machine worked, but the cracks appeared quickly. Springfield made the same mistake as SIG. Too many variants too fast. Hellcat, Hellcat OSP, Hellcat RDP with compensator and red dot, Hellcat Pro with longer grip, Hellcat Micro Compact. Each release cannibalized sales of previous models. Current values paint a bleak picture. Standard Hellcat pistols, $375 to $425 used. Hellcat OSP models, $400 to $450. Hellcat Pro, $450 to $500. Every variant sitting below retail by significant margins. The secondary market tells the real story. Gun shops can't move used Hellcats. They sit in display cases for months. Private sellers drop prices repeatedly. Facebook Marketplace and Arms List overflow with Hellcats at ever-decreasing prices. Here's the data. Used Hellcat listings increased 340% over the past 18 months. Supply massively outstrips demand. When supply overwhelms demand, prices fall. Economics 101. Springfield's quality control issues haven't helped. Early Hellcats suffered from trigger problems and ejection failures. Pistol number 8, Glock 17, Generation 5. This one shocks people. The Glock 17, America's duty pistol. the most popular 9mm in history, falling in value. Glock introduced Generation 5 in 2017, improved trigger, better ergonomics, ambidextrous controls, Glock's most refined pistol yet. Retail price, $599 for standard models. For decades, Glocks held value like no other production pistol. A used Generation 3 Glock 17 sold for only slightly less than new. Glocks were the Honda Civic of pistols. Reliable, boring, held their value. Not anymore. Used Generation 5 Glock 17 pistols currently sell for $385 to $450. Police trade-ins flood the market at $299 to $350. That's a 40 to 50% drop from retail. What happened? Several factors converged. First, oversupply. Glock manufactures millions annually. Every police department, military unit, and civilian buyer chose Glock for decades. The market is absolutely saturated. There are more Glocks than shooters. Second, competition. When Glock dominated, they could maintain pricing. Now, SIG, Springfield, Walther, CZ, Canik, all making excellent striker-fired 9mm pistols, many at lower price points. Glock's monopoly ended. Third, police trade-ins. Departments upgrade every 5 to 7 years. Those trade-in Glocks flood the secondary market. High supply, low demand, prices collapse. Fourth, Generation 6 rumors. Industry insiders whisper about Generation 6 release in 2026 or 2027. When Generation 6 drops, Generation 5 values will crater further. Smart buyers know this. They wait. The data is undeniable. Used Glock 17. Generation 5 listings up 280% year over year. Average selling prices down 28% in same period. Pistol number 7, Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 Series. Smith & Wesson's M&P line served as Glock's primary competition for years. The M&P 2.0, introduced 2017, improved everything. Better trigger, better grip texture, improved accuracy. Original retail, $569 for standard models. Smith & Wesson marketed them aggressively. Police departments adopted them. Civilian sales followed. For a few years, the M&P 2.0 was the Glock alternative everyone wanted. Then the bottom fell out. Current market values, M&P 2.0 compact 9mm cells use $350 to $420. Full-size models, $375 to $440. M&P 2.0 Shield, plus $325 to $400. Every configuration significantly below retail. The problem? Same as Glock. Oversupply meets decreased demand. Smith & Wesson produced M&P pistols by the millions. Too much production, market saturation, police trade-ins compound the issue. Agencies bought M&P pistols in bulk. 5 years later, they upgrade. Those trade-ins hit the market at $299 to $350. Brand new shooters see that $299 trade-in M&P next to a $569 new one. They buy the trade-in every time. Pistol number 6, Canik TP9 Series. Canik pistols from Turkey disrupted the market with budget pricing and premium features. The TP9 series offered optics-ready slides, match-grade barrels, excellent triggers, all for $399 to $499 retail. Initially, Canik represented incredible value. Shooters got Glock reliability and Walther ergonomics at half the price. Reviews raved. Sales exploded. Canik went from unknown import to major player. But budget pricing creates problems on the secondary market. Used Canik TP9 pistols currently sell for $240 to $320. That's 40 to 50% depreciation. Some configurations, especially older models, sell for under $200. The mathematics are brutal. A new Canik TP9 SF Elite retails for $379. Used examples sell for $260. That's only a $119 difference. Most buyers choose new for a minimal premium. This suppresses used market values. Canik compounds the problem by constantly releasing new models. Each release makes previous models obsolete. The used market gets flooded with last year's model. Buyers want the newest Canik. Old models sit unsold. Prices crater. Here's the uncomfortable reality. Canik pistols are disposable. At these price points, owners don't invest in them. They shoot them, get bored, and buy something else. The secondary market overflows with barely used Caniks from owners chasing the next thing. Data shows Canik depreciation is worst in class. Average 45% value loss in the first year, 55% by year 2. By year 3, used Caniks sell for pennies on the dollar. Pistol number 5. Walther PDP Series. Walther introduced the PDP, Performance Duty Pistol, in 2021 as their flagship striker-fired pistol. Incredible ergonomics, excellent trigger, optics ready, super terrain slide serrations, premium features throughout. Original retail, $649 to $699 depending on configuration. Walther positioned the PDP as a premium alternative to Glock and SIG. Reviews praised the PDP's handling and accuracy. Competition shooters adopted it. The PDP seemed positioned for success. 3 years later, reality hits different. Current used market values. PDP compact sells for $425 to $500. PDP full size, $450 to $525. Some desperate sellers list below $400. That's 30 to 40% depreciation. What went wrong? Premium pricing in a commodity market. Walther tried positioning the PDP as premium, but modern pistol buyers don't see differentiation. To most shooters, all striker-fired 9mm pistols are functionally identical. They all go bang. They all hit targets. Why pay $700 for a Walther when a Canik does the same for $400? The market answered clearly, they won't. PDP sales never met expectations. Dealers ordered them expecting Glock-level turnover. Instead, PDPs sat in display cases. Months passed. Dealers dropped prices. First 10% off, then 20, then 30. The used market followed the same trajectory. Private sellers listed PDPs at reasonable prices. No buyers appeared. Prices dropped. Still no buyers. Pistol number 4. Taurus, GX4 and G Series. Taurus built a reputation on budget pistols. Retail, $289 to $369 depending on the model. Low retail prices create massive depreciation problems. Used Taurus pistols currently sell for $180 to $250. That's 40 to 50% loss. Some sellers dump them for $150 to get rid of them. The economics are devastating. A new Taurus G3 retails for $289. Used examples sit at $195. That's a $94 difference. Who buys used when new costs barely more? This suppresses the entire used market. Sellers can't compete with new pricing. They drop prices desperately. Buyers wait for the bottom. Sellers panic and drop further. Death spiral. Taurus reputation doesn't help. Despite improving quality, Taurus still carries a stigma from decades of questionable products. Buyers remember old Taurus problems. They demand massive discounts. The GX4, Taurus's P365 competitor, suffers worst. Released 2021 at $369 retail. Current used values, $230 to $280. In 3 years, the GX4 lost 30 to 40% value. Why? Simple. The GX4 competes with the P365, Hellcat, and Shield Plus, all from established brands with better reputations. Given the choice between a used Taurus GX4 at $260 or a used P365 at $400, most buyers stretch for the SIG. Pistol number 3, SIG P320 Series. This one surprises people. SIG builds excellent firearms. The P320 Series striker-fired pistols earned rave reviews, exceptional triggers, great ergonomics, SIG quality throughout. Original retail, $499 to $549 for most configurations. C2Z positioned the P320 as a premium alternative to Glock. Better trigger, better ergonomics. European craftsmanship. The value proposition made sense. The market disagreed. Current used values. P10C, compact, sells for $350 to $425. Across the board, 30 to 40% depreciation. CZ faces unique challenges. Despite excellent products, CZ lacks broad American brand recognition. Most casual shooters can't name 3 CZ pistols. Limited brand awareness equals limited demand. The P10 series arrived late to the striker-fired market. Glock dominated for decades. By the time the P10 launched in 2017, the market was saturated. The P10 became the 8th or 9th option in a crowded category. 8th place doesn't drive sales. 8th place doesn't retain value. C to Z's distribution problems compound the issue. Fewer dealers stock C to Z. Limited availability means limited exposure. Buyers can't test what they can't find. They buy Glock instead. The familiar choice. The used market reflects this reality. P10 listings sit for months. C to Z owners expecting Glock-level resale get disappointed. They drop prices. Eventually, they dump pistols at significant losses. Data confirms the trend. Pistol number 2, FN509 Series. FN Herstal built a reputation on military contracts and premium firearms. The FN509 series, introduced in 2017, represented FN's entry into striker-fired duty pistols. Excellent build quality, premium features, military-proven reliability. Original retail, $649 to $749 depending on configuration. FN positioned the 509 as a premium option. Better than Glock, better than M&P, worth the premium price. The market response? Lukewarm at best. Current used values, FN 509. Tactical sells for $450 to $550. FN 509. Compact, $425 to $500. FN 509. Midsize, $400 to $475. Every variant is substantially below retail. The 509 series faces multiple headwinds. First, price positioning. At $700 retail, the 509 competes with established premium brands. But FN lacks civilian brand recognition. Most American shooters associate FN with military rifles, not pistols. Limited awareness suppresses demand. Second, late market entry. By 2017, the striker-fired market was completely saturated. FN offered nothing revolutionary enough to steal market share. Third, parts and support. FN's dealer network is smaller than competitors. Finding parts or gunsmiths familiar with FN pistols can be challenging. This uncertainty suppresses used market demand. Pistol number 1, Springfield XDM Elite Series. And now, number 1 on our list of depreciating pistols, the Springfield XDM Elite Series. Springfield introduced the original XD, Croatian-made HS 2000, in 2002. The XDM followed in 2008 with improved features. The XDM Elite launched in 2015 as Springfield's flagship competition pistol. Match barrel, improved trigger, optics ready, premium features throughout. Original retail, $599 to $779 depending on configuration and barrel length. Springfield positioned the XDM Elite as competition-ready out of the box. They marketed heavily. Competition shooters tested them. Reviews praised the accuracy, but the market didn't cooperate. Current used values. XDM Elite 9mm sells for $375 to $475. Elite Compact, $350 to $425. Elite OSP, optics ready, $400 to $500. Across all configurations, 40 to 50% depreciation. The XDM Elite holds the unfortunate distinction of worst value retention among major manufacturer duty pistols. What went catastrophically wrong? First, the grip safety. Springfield included a grip safety on all XD and XDM pistols. They marketed it as an additional safety feature. Competition shooters and serious users viewed it as an unnecessary complication. One more thing to fail. One more thing to slow you down. The market rejected it. Second, Springfield's 2017 political controversy. Springfield supported anti-gun legislation in Illinois. The firearms community boycotted.